Yeah, it's the fucking craziest love story I've ever heard. And I'm the one living in it. Oh my god. But I should start back at the beginning.
So the first time I ever talked to Jordan was in December of 2019. I was having a particularly rough day.
My head was in a weird place. I had just moved back to LA after an 11-month stint in Connecticut, recovering from surgery on my spine and my skull after being diagnosed with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, a rare genetic condition.
I had just been diagnosed with genital herpes.
My relationship of 5 years would have just come to an end.
About 20 minutes before I spoke to him for the first time, I broke up with the last guy that I was seeing. After the breakup phone call, I had another phone call scheduled with the producer that I was working with.
One of my good friends, Zach, from high school. And he reached out to me and said there's this really great artist he's working with.
And this phone call was going to also include Zach's friend, Jordan, a composer and a producer, went to Yale, brilliant.
Would I be interested in writing some string parts? And I remember hearing the first song. It was a feeling that I've never had listening to music before. It was kind of magical.
Oh, they love and they leave, but they stay inside my dreams. I've been having trouble.
This voice was something else. It was something more than just a human voice. It was otherworldly. I was just like, yes, fuck yes.
You know, I want it to sound like a whirlpool or an ocean tide. What kind of bullshit response is that to give to someone?
And just everything she said was profound and poetic.
And he just got it. I was so excited. I remember getting off of the phone and not looking back. He had this smile that
special something
took over his entire face. And then I started thinking about I have a big smile. And if we took pictures together, our smiles would just be so big. I had received some of his music back. I was giddy, I was laughing the whole time. I was so excited.
Whoa, this is something.
My music had never sounded that good.
I just loved working with Lindsay.
He was just unlike anyone I had ever met.
Best songwriter I'd ever met. And I actually hadn't met you yet.
At this point, I had no intention of even leaving New York. I didn't think I would ever meet this guy in person.
COVID comes along. My body is just not in a great place.
It kind of occurs to me again, you have genital herpes. He's gonna need to know this at some point if you're interested in him. I wasn't sure what to do, and then one day just felt inspired to write about now having an STD and also living in a pandemic. There was this other virus that was, in a way controlling everybody's lives. Jordan read the essay and he reached out to me. He thought that the way that I shared it was brave and inspiring, and that if I ever needed someone to talk to, that he was there. He opened a door to a level of vulnerability and honesty with someone that I had not experienced. At this point, I was in quarantine and I had no instruments. I started to get really antsy because I wanted to make music again. I thought, I bet Jordan could put some music to my lyrics if I recorded myself singing a song. And he loved it. He loved it, and within a few days, he added all of this beautiful music to it and sent it back to me, and it just blew me away again. It blew me away. We kept making music. We got into this rhythm where I would go to bed
and I'd get really high and lie on the floor and get to a place where my pain was just gone. And I'd grab my guitar and I would just go.
He would send it to me over a voice memo.
Tons and tons of messages while you were sleeping. and I'd go to sleep. Then the next morning,
I'd wake up, listen to it, write the lyrics to the songs, record them, add harmonies, add effects, and then send it back to him.
I'd wake up the next morning and there'd be a song. There'd be the most beautiful song. And I would just be like, oh my God, this is, wow. We had a streak of these where it kept going and going. I think we probably wrote 40 songs without ever having met.
Of course we fell in love. We started sending each other these voice memos back and forth to talk about our thoughts and our dreams, share music ideas, mathematic theories. Okay, well, those were Jordan's. I was not talking about that ever, but...
You changed the way I see life, live life. I am most certainly falling in love.
And as we had these personal breakthroughs, our music was breaking through. When that started happening, that's when we started making some big decisions. So in June,
inspired by
the Laurel Canyon docu-series, which talks all about the famous musicians who lived in the Laurel Canyon in the late 1960s and early 70s, before they really got famous. And all this music came from their time just spent hanging out in each other's backyards and living rooms. Jordan texted me.
I know that this is uncharacteristically impulsive.
And asked if I wanted to live with him.
In like a music
bungalow.
Where we could...
just make music.
And we weren't even dating at the time. She said yes.
Of course I'm going to say yes.
And then we made it happen. Okay, we are about to hit send on the Lowry Road application. Holy fucking shit. Holy fucking shit. Holy fucking shit.
Not long after that, I received a journal in the mail from Jordan. And there was a little note in it that said, we'll send it back and forth until we live together.
And one day,
on July 31st and a half,
just one, we got a house. Lindsay and I.
We ended up going from I like you to saying I love you. And we decided to start dating, even though at this point...
Still never met. Good day, good day. And since we've been here, it's been extraordinary. And it's been tough.
It wasn't all easy. There will always be...
the messiness of life, of living, of bodies, of hurting. In the music we make, and continues to grow with us. And now I know what it means to live as an artist. For the first time in my life, I'm truly happy.
I believe this is the great love story of our lives.
If we bought a house up in the hills, I don't think I'd believe my eyes when every morning I would step outside to watch the sun rise above the hills of Los Angeles. A genius and I, and all the thrills from all the frills that $100 bills can buy, could float away if I could only stay to watch the sun rise above the hills of Los Angeles. A genius and I. And if we wrote a record out of gold and every song we sell got sold, well, they say even fame gets old, or so I think, and so I'm told. But still I hold on to Los Angeles, a genius, and I can't seem to stay away from inspiration in mundane mood. Every night I lie awake, dreaming about Silver Lake, and I'll do what it takes to see Los Angeles, a genius.
Okay. Yeah. Unfortunately, Lindsay Ferguson and Jordan Plotner would not be able to perform today as they both injured themselves.
Kicking.
Kicking.